Good morning, guys. It is 10:26 on Wednesday, the 28th of September 2022, and we're at week 25 of this F.I.R.E journey. We are looking at the practice account provided by Trading 212. We are investing £50,000, which is the maximum that they make available, at a rate of £120 per week over 8 years. So we're nearly at the 6-month mark in the first year. As you can see if you've read the description there. There's been quite a bit of uncertainty in the markets recently for several reasons, notably the death of the Queen, the nomination of a new Prime Minister, and just the other day a mini budget announced in the UK. And then on the worldwide scale of things, you've got still a war in the Ukraine. Still a bit of uncertainty probably for this winter as regards infectious diseases and that sort of thing. So where are we actually at? What's our situation as things stand this morning? As you can see here, we've got the total value of the portfolio, and currently we're in the green, only to the tune of say 1.8%, but overall that's probably not too bad, given everything that is going on. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we had broken into negative territory. But as you can see, although that was nearly the case the other day, it doesn't look as if we quite reached that point. So this morning I'm going to go ahead and execute a buy order as per usual for our £120, buying into the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund, and at the current market value it looks like we're going to get about 1.87 shares. So let's put that through, see if that is actually what happens. So yeah, we got 1.87. It has executed, and it was at 64.06. So our average price, as you can see, is 62.85, and therefore, with the current price being 64, that puts us just slightly into the green. Market for today so far looks to be heading down about 1% probably. You can see here we had this issue before where the portfolio value updated at the bottom but not at the side. Let me just hit the refresh, because that seems to be the best way to get it to update. I remember the last time that I tried this, I think the computer ended up shutting down on me before I actually was able to show the screen, but hopefully we might get away with it this morning. We'll see in a minute. It'll be quite disappointing if we don't. Then again, there's nothing just quite as unpredictable as a live stream, is there? Could go either way, really. that's a good sign. And we're back. Okay, so yes, now we've got an updated value here for the amount of the value of the portfolio. In fact, that's not the value invested. Just thinking out loud, if I go into the history, we will be able to see the transactions and orders and whatnot. I just wonder if it shows us anywhere the total. So obviously that's just the start, if you like, of this theoretical account, 50,000 at the 8th of April. You can see the orders, but it doesn't look to me as if it is totaled, which is not so good. So it's a little bit disappointing. I mean, it's easy enough to work the total out because we know that the account value is 50,000. So literally, to work out how much has been invested to date, all you would have to do is subtract 46,880 off 50,000. The US market is currently closed. It'll not be open until about 2:30 this afternoon UK time, and it'll stay open then until about 9 o'clock. So what scale are we looking at here? This is the 1 week scale, so same scale basically as the usual chart. I think we mentioned what we were looking at here before. So 2020 lockdown, people found they had a lot of time on their hands, were able to read more books, things went up, and that was good until around about January 22, when the war in the Ukraine kicked off. Not sure what happened at the end of March or the start of April to cause that little jump. Things fallen into the summer and then picked up again sort of during the summer, only to start to fall back now. Not really sure we can draw a lot of conclusions from that, other than that perhaps it's just normal kind of market volatility. I don't honestly know. It'd be interesting to know, do you see a spike in the share price of companies like Amazon in the run up to Christmas, due to people buying gifts and so on, a sort of a seasonal spike? I'm sure the actual business sees a spike, but whether you actually see that reflected on the stock market or not is a whole different question. It doesn't look as if you did last year, and the year before that. It's difficult really to say. I don't think there's anything noteworthy in that respect. Let's just have a look and see what else is going on in the market. Have we got some losers and gainers today? Let's have a look, see. Top winners so far today. This will be only the UK and European markets, I would expect. So this is showing leveraged shares 3 times short on Xpeng. Is that some sort of electric vehicle? I'm not entirely sure. A short is basically where you're betting against the company, and that's a 3 times short there, so amplified 3 times. There are sort of mathematical issues that suggest that you probably shouldn't use leverage to at least to that extent. Well, it does look as if that company is suffering a bit, shall we say. What else is on there? That looks to be the same thing. Oh right, one is in, if you see on the right here, this one is quoted in euros, and then the one next to that is quoted in pound sterling, I think. And there's also a further one in dollars. So that's what those are. So the short is rising quite a bit. It has it gone up 25% today? Right, so that means that the value of that stock has fallen, probably by about a third of that, maybe 6-7%, something like that. No, maybe more than that even. 8 or 9%. Not a good sign. What else have we got? Actually, let me just jump back to the one before. Okay, so because I'm assuming it's because that's a sort of a leverage thing. It's not actually given much detail at the bottom here about what the company actually is. Whereas in contrast to that, with this one, I have no idea how to pronounce that, but whatever that is, Therapeutics NV is a Germany-based clinical stage biopharmaceutical company with focus on the research and development of new therapeutic products for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease and other diseases with high medical need like cancer and fibrosis. So there you go. So that company has jumped in value by nearly 25% today. That must be on the back of some kind of news about a new product or something like that, I would imagine. Let's have a look at the top losers just for contrast. I'm going to close these. Don't like having too many things open at once. I'll keep our vanguard. So the top losers, goodness, there's one down 59, nearly 60%. What is that? Straight down as well by the look of it. 13 pence now from what was that? That was about nearly, well, it was 39p, it's down to 13p. Something has obviously gone badly wrong there. Actually, that reminds me, I used to have some shares in Wirecard. Now if you've got Netflix, go onto Netflix and type in Wirecard, and you'll discover that basically the whole thing just, well, maybe not the whole thing, but to a large extent, what was being reported to shareholders and so on was just complete invention. They were reporting sales that didn't exist. Yeah, so I had actually bought into that company. I suppose it looked as if sorry, just to explain, Wirecard is or was a company dealing with essentially electronic transactions. So a bit of a competitor to the likes of Visa or MasterCard or perhaps even PayPal, that sort of thing. But it wasn't being run correctly, and I ended up losing a little bit of money on it, I think. It was actually strange because there was some information that had come out about it. It knocked things slightly, and then it actually appeared to rebound. People seem to have difficulty actually accepting the fact that that it really was based on virtually nothing, and the price actually, as I say, after the initial shock, the price actually seemed to recover quite substantially, and I think that was when I got out of it. But that was one of my last forays, if you like, into investing in individual stocks and shares. Let's say I learned my lesson. After that, I just decided individual stocks and shares are nothing more than a gamble. Whereas an exchange traded fund such as the Vanguard here, made up of 500 different companies, is a much safer place to invest. Not only that, it is self-cleansing, so if there are companies that are not performing, they will fall off and be replaced by better companies instead. Guys, thank you so much for watching this morning. I hope you don't mind my little look at I do think it's worthwhile just to have a bit of an idea about what's going on elsewhere. So if you like the content, please give the video a like. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing more, and with that, I will see you again next week. Thanks for watching.